Welcome to the Wilshire Gun Podcast.
What's going on, guys? Back again, October podcast. Here we are. Hey, look, I got Gavyn with me. It's been a minute since you guys have had Gavyn.
Skipped a month, yeah.
Yeah.
Took a break.
So, coming in, we got podcast. Let's jump right into it. Training classes. So we got training classes up for the month of October. New classes are still new. So the intro to precision shooting and the defeating the holster class. We had quite a few sign up for them last month when they were announced. Love to see some more of you guys jump in them. They're quality classes. That $50 entry point. So good stuff there. Other than that, all the regulars are there. A couple special ones actually this month that don't show up very often. Advanced pistol for the guys that are looking, a little more shooting and moving, a little more defensive, pistol use. We got an owner operator for Glocks coming. So learn how to take your Glock all the way down, put it back together, take care of it. What else? Sim House is back this month. We got some home defense sims, I believe, up. So a lot of good classes for the month of October. So a lot of good stuff there. Next, we're gonna be kind of pioneering a newer deal. We're colloquially calling the spooky sale. It's not necessarily the name, but Gavyn's going to tell us a little bit about it, kind of what's coming.
So for about mid-October to the 31st, basically till Halloween, we're going to have a range gun sale. So we're going to take a handful of guns off the range and offer them up to sell for you guys. So they're going to be cheaper, still good quality guns. We've maintained them the entire time they're up there. So it'd be a good opportunity to get into some nicer guns or just maybe add to the collection.
Right.
If you need a range gun that you don't really care about, you want to just go shoot a whole lot of big of them.
Reasonable priced guns.
Yeah.
They're going to be marked probably under what normal sticker would be
For sure.
being used. But it is a good chance to potentially get your hand on something new for not a lot of money.
Yeah.
And like you said, that's going to be happening back half October. So you'll get more details on that later in the month.
Yeah, we'll send it out on the socials. All that
Yep.
stuff.
Yep. Okay. So next little segment we're going to talk about. I don't normally talk about this in the podcast, but I figured, October would be a good month to do it. For those who don't know, or those that have gotten our newsletter a bunch and seen it down below us, we are USCCA partners. We're one of their, Oklahoma locations that they do a lot of stuff. If you've ever taken an SDA class or anything with us, you probably met Virginia or one of the other folks, and they've kind of talked about it. So I wanted to talk about it a little bit about how it's a partnership deal and how you could potentially get some more information on it. So we've been partnered with them for a little over a year, but for those that don't know, USCCA is basically a concealed carry insurance company. They have different plans that allot for insurance if you ever find yourself in a situation where you've had to use your firearm defensively. That's kind of their main deal. What a lot of people don't realize is they have a lot of add-ons to it, training opportunities, information, like all kinds of stuff that you get with your membership, besides just the insurance portion. So those that are, serious concealed carriers, it should be at least a solid look if that's something that's worth it to you, and I think it really is. Down below us, there's a banner, probably 2/3 of the way down, that's a USCCA banner. It says, click here for more information. There's a QR code. If there's not a QR code there, I'm going to put it on the screen here real quick. It'll pop up. If you scan that QR code and input an email, they're going to send you a concealed carry guide. Has a bunch of good information for concealed carry, all this other stuff, and we actually, it helps us too. So if you don't mind doing it, scan the QR code. Take a look at the free concealed carry guide, look around the website a little bit, see if it's something for you. If not,
If you don't like it, you can just unsubscribe.
Right.
They don't sell their data or anything like that either. So.
Nope. It's a really easy ask. So if you would, please consider taking a look at it. If not, no hard feelings, but obviously we like to provide you guys with information and other stuff like that. And like I said, it's not something we bring up a lot on the podcast, but It felt right this month. Just, kind of going in. All right. So now into the more fun stuff. Something old and something new. Gavin's already eyeballing it. For something old, we have the
P210 carry. So this is actually a new model. However, it is an old design. So basically what I equate this to is kind of like Europe's 1911. It's a single stack, it's 9mm, single action only, but this one is brought into the 21st century. This is a 10-round mag. So if you're in one of those weird states that doesn't like high cap magazines, this will usually work for you. It's a great shooter. This newer model is obviously shorter. If you're familiar with any of the SIG stuff, you're probably going to be familiar with the 210s. So they're normally a target pistol with your target sights that they got this sharp blade back here. You can zero them. It's not really conducive to carry. You kind of dig into your stomach or whatever. So this one is shorter in barrel length and in grip length. Just much more comfortable.
They've really sleeked it up. They've taken a lot of the target features away and made it's the same, awesome
the gun. Is the
gun.
same. Yeah.
It's just missing a lot of its target theatrics.
And
I guess you could
it's
call
not
it.
to mean it's any less accurate. It is
Right.
every bit as accurate.
And these, I'll tell you, these 210s, these are wonderful shooting
They're
guns.
hidden gem.
Yeah. So.
And this one takes the 226 sights too. So
Right.
if you like their nitron sights, or you want to upgrade to some fibers or whatever.
The X-rays, there's a bunch of different sights you can put on there.
Yeah.
These are pretty slick little guns, and they shoot incredibly well.
Lights out.
I remember
if you're a
the
fan
first-
of the inverse slide, like the CZs and whatnot, the slide rides inside the frame. There's not as much to grab onto, but man,
Lowers that bore axis a little bit. They really are pleasant to shoot. I remember the first time shooting a 210, and it was one of those you'll pick up a gun, wow, kind of stuff. And so these are definitely worth a look. They're a quality little gun. We've had them for a while, but they kind of go overlooked sometimes because people may not know what they are.
Most of the American handgun market doesn't really understand what the 210 is. The European hand market knows all about it. But.
Yeah, so they have a good feel to them. But interesting little gun. Definitely worth coming and at least putting it in your hand, checking it out.
For sure.
But yeah, the P210 carry is what that one is. So that's something old, something new. I'm pretty excited about this one. I'm a little bit of a fangirl. I may be a little biased, I guess you could call it. So what we got here is the new offerings from Daniel Defense. Now you're looking at this and you may not immediately recognize what this is, but this is the M4A1 RIII. So the RIII is their new rail system. It was designed off the same basically connection as the RIII. The RIII is, it was the contract rail. It's a Picatinny rail. But what was, super special about it is it's extremely, extremely strong. It doesn't flex.
Super stiff and light.
Its other big one is it actually disconnects on the bottom for the ability to mount under barrel-mounted grenade launcher. For, mostly for the military. Unless you're, got that DD stamp and you got one, then you can hook it right up to the barrel. So the RIII came out. It's basically the same profile as the RIII, except it offers M-LOK connection instead of the Picatinny. So they've cut a little bit of weight out of it. Not a whole lot, but some.
It's a little bit thinner, too.
It's a little bit thinner.
Really good in the hand.
It's about the same circumference as the pick rail, but it doesn't have the picks sticking off of it. So it narrows it up a little bit. But here's one of the coolest parts. It uses the same connection as the RIII, meaning if I have a Daniel that has a RIII, I can pull that RIII off by taking out my 6 screws, and I can put this right back on without removing the barrel or anything else. So very easy to swap, right?
Yeah.
Now the RIII guns have come and they've evolved as well. So normal Daniel furniture and stuff, normal Daniel lower, except it's not. They're ambidextrous controls. So I have all the controls over here, bolt catch, mag release, all that stuff. And then back on the other side, again, bolt catch, mag release. So it's a fully ambidextrous gun, comes with their, their Daniel charging handle. So real slick. Definitely a welcome upgrade. And I'll tell you, Daniel makes really good stuff. I've been running a Daniel upper for 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah.
One of the Mark 18 uppers, and I absolutely love it. These are basically the same thing with the new and improved rail, and they're pretty cool. So
I'm not so much more excited about the rail, but there's only a handful of completely ambi lowers out there on the market, especially in a factory gun. This is, I mean, if you're going to SBR one, you're going to marry that thing for life. I think it needs to be an ambi one.
Yep. And so these are coming out obviously in the M4 version. They are doing Mark 18s of these, but I believe they're SBR only.
Yeah, they're going to be SBR only because the ATF SBR thing hasn't been fleshed out yet. So they're taking that preemptive strike and just going to get rid of the pistol brace variants until we know what's going on.
Now, more than likely, what you can do, what's awesome about Daniel is they do sell their uppers, and they will eventually have the rails on sale. So you can either convert your existing one or buy an upper and put it on.
We have those uppers on order.
Yep.
They're obviously going to fulfill guns first, but we'll have that option.
Daniel's definitely a good look. Like I said, I really enjoy it. Oh, another real cool feature, they finally put a QD mount in here on the front part of the rail. That's something that always aggravated the crap out of me because I have the Magpul QD, but now that it's direct to the rail, that'll be that'll be a welcome change. So M4 A1 RIII 3, it's down there on the wall right now, ready for sale.
Yep.
Some lucky dude's going to take it home.
I think we've only got 2 of them at the moment.
So they are in limited quantity. Like, they announced them all the way back in January. This is the first one we've seen in person. Yep. I say in person, in the store. But come get them, man. They're awesome guns. They're awesome guns. So, all right. So kind of wrapping all that up. Now we're taking it over. I'm going to turn Gavyn into our next guest who's going to do our behind the build. So watch this. Poof. All right. There we go. So we got Aaron with us. Some of you guys may be familiar with Aaron. He's here almost as much as I am, it seems like. Aaron is one of our retail guys down on the floor. We're primarily on the weekends, right?
Yeah, weekends.
So a lot of you weekend guys probably see him, get to talk to him and hang out with him. So we got his rifle in here, and he's going to kind of run us down behind it.
Well, thanks, Jake. Well, mine is a 10.5-inch rifle I built just for a truck gun, just to have fun. I wanted something to have fun with. So at the back, I have a B5 stock on it. I have a Geisley tube with an H3 buffer weight in it, Geisley H3 buffer weight. It is an Oklahoma machine gun lower, a BCM upper. It's got a Colt bolt carrier group, radiant charging handle. It's got a BCM 10.5 barrel, Aero Precision rail, a D-bowl, a Scout.
Is that the I2 or the A2, I3? What is it?
It's the A1.
The A1.
The A1. Dead Air Salmon S. I have internals as a BCJ, as a Geisley internal kit, Maritime. I have the Maritime fat release up here, so if I'm wearing gloves, wet, anything like that, it's going to roll. It's a MePro Light, MePro dot, or actually it's what they call their bullseye, which is circle dot. No batteries, no nothing. It runs all the time. Takes light in from the top. It's a fun gun. I just like to have fun with it. I like to paint them up and change it. It gets changed. The paint color gets changed with the season. So it was green a little bit ago. It's tan now. Here in a little while it'll be white. So
there you go. What light you got up there?
It's the Surefire Scout.
Okay.
With the vampire head.
And then running off a Surefire switch.
Running off Surefire switch. Yep.
Okay. So if you could change it, what would you change?
If I could change it, I'm probably going to change the rail out. I'm probably going to put a Geisley rail on it.
Okay.
I like the Geisley rails a little better. I've got my push pins are kind of janky. I like some of the Yankee Hill stuff with expanded pulls on them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably going to change those out. I'm going to take off the back of the this mag pull thing. Since I'm running a 2-point sling now instead of a 1-point, I'm going to take that off.
Take the castle nut.
Take the castle nut off, yeah. And I'm going to put a riser on there so behind nods, it'll probably easier to see.
Get a little higher.
Yeah, get a little higher.
That's pretty low.
Yeah, it's low.
But how do you like the Metro light sights?
Love it. I've got 5 of them on different rifles. They work perfect.
I'm not going to lie. That's one of the reasons I picked you is because your optic choice is a little bit different.
Yeah.
And you don't see a lot of guys running around with these because these are not super prevalent in the States.
No, they're not. The Israeli Army runs them. So I'm like, Israeli Army, I kind of figure they know what they're doing. They've been doing what they do for quite a while. So if they run it in their Army, I thought, yeah, hey, it'll work good for us. I like it because there's no batteries.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about batteries or anything changing it like that. In it, we've looked at through nods, and you can see it through nods. It works good. So
yeah,
I just like them a lot. So
kind of that ACOG.
Yep.
That ACOG idea where
yeah,
no batteries, no problem.
batteries, no problem. Yeah.
Yep. So, well, that's awesome. I appreciate you. Last question. Who's your sling?
Vikings Tactical.
Viking. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's one of the Blue Four.
Blue Force. Yeah.
The Viking slings.
Viking slings.
These are really popular.
Yeah.
These are really popular. All right. Well, guys, as always, thank you for joining us. We love it. I've had it's kind of funny. I've had an uptick of you guys approaching me in the store and telling me that you enjoy our podcast. And I'm not going to lie, I play kind of coy, but that makes my day. That I really appreciate you guys watching. So thank you guys, as always. Can't wait to see you.